Every weekend, there's a place in Maidstone that comes to life, with colour, with vibrancy.
It's a joke. Yikes.
A wonderland where you can be whoever you want to be.
Last night I was performing, and whilst I was going, I decided to whip my hair, and I whipped it and my headpiece came off and landed in someone's plate.
The mistress of ceremonies is the eponymous Madame Moo Moo.
I find my drag aesthetic is quite feminine, and then when I go out on stage, my mouth is very potty. So yeah, just a warning to those who are going to come and see the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the show is about to begin. So please sit down, shut up, and have a terrible time. I never thought that I would be doing drag, admittedly. So yeah, I would never have said that I would also, be doing a lot of things, but here I am doing them.
Beneath Madame Moo Moo's makeup is Chris Garner, whose life has not always been as brightly coloured as that of his alter ego.
I was born in Zimbabwe in 1985. When I think of home, I think of where I lived on our farm in Zimbabwe, before obviously the political situation got out of hand and we were forced to leave.
In the year 2000, Zimbabwe's then President Robert Mugabe was losing popularity.
President Mugabe of Zimbabwe says he'll fight white farmers who oppose plans to confiscate their land. If they wish to stay in Zimbabwe, they must do so on his terms, and if not, they should leave.
He turned his attention on the nation's 4,000 white farmers, which included Chris's family, the backbone of the country's agricultural economy.
The final straw for my dad was when it became illegal to farm. My dad got home one day and the next minute there was a police van there, and he noticed that our neighbours were in the van as well and they were handcuffed, and my dad was obviously arrested for farming. And when he was put in prison, before that he was put in a hot box. They were also tied up and led down one of the district towns, which was called Bindura, behind a police van. So they were tied up by their hands whilst the locals threw stuff at them.
All for being a farmer.
All for being a farmer.
Using often violent and bloody means, Mugabe forced the farmers from their land and handed it over to 1 million black Zimbabweans. His reason for doing so was that he was undoing the wrongs of the country's British colonial rule.
If you can imagine leaving your home that you had lived in and become to love, and the people, and watching in your rearview mirror kind of just swarms of people running in the homestead to your home to take what was now theirs.
Chris had lost his home, and shortly after the farm was taken, his father died from a heart attack. With Zimbabwe's economy starting to crumble, his family decided to leave for England.
I remember when I filled out my visa to come here. Obviously, I've got a visa on ancestral right. And I remember going through the part that describes you as, your skin colour. And I felt completely and utterly removed from Zim because there was no white African. And I get that, obviously, my family's not originally from Africa. I get that, but I was born in Zimbabwe. I was fed on the land. I grew up around the people. To me, I was Zimbabwean, and there was no option but to tick white other. And I just felt like, even on a piece of paper, I'm completely and utterly void.
In 2004, Chris's family split up and he moved to Maidstone in Kent, but his most personal challenge was still around the corner.
In Zimbabwe it's illegal to be gay, and I knew from a young age that I was different to everyone else. When I came to the UK, I all of a sudden moved to this town where no one knew me and I knew no one. and I was 20 and I was living by myself. And although it was difficult and it was lonely, I suddenly realised that I could actually be who I truly am.
After Chris came out, he grew in confidence, so much so that when a drag act pulled out at Moo Moo, the bar he was working in, he told his boss that he would take it to the stage.
And I was like, well, I can do it. And I stepped on stage not having an ounce of material. And obviously, luckily, I work, very well by just feeding off the audience, and I'm quick-witted. I came off stage and he was laughing, and he said to me, you could earn X, Y, Z doing this Fridays and Saturdays.
Chris's boss was so impressed, he christened him Madame Moo Moo after the bar itself and gave him his very own cabaret.
Thank you! Thank you so much for that patronising response. Welcome, drag queens. Welcome. You look great.
Coming from a country where it's illegal to be gay, I wouldn't ever dream of doing this. I mean, drag queens just don't exist in Zimbabwe. Pantomime dames do, but not drag queens. It's quite sad, really.
You're not 50. Ah, she's 49, everyone. She's a liar.
Places like this aren't everyone's cup of tea, but I kind of think to myself, you're really limiting yourself to fun, and you're limiting yourself to, having a good time and living your life rather than just, a dual beige society that you've created for yourself.
Thank you! Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
When Chris was 11, he had a dream he never thought he'd be able to realise: to become a milliner and make hats for his very own label.
Wouldn't have had this if I was still in Zim. I think I would have most probably lived a closeted life and gone into what I wanted to do as a young boy, which was landscape design, or possibly even farming.
Chris is using the money he earns as Madame Moo Moo to make his dream a reality, under the name of another alter ego, Julian Garner.
My friends, my partner, they say, who's in the room today? Is it Chris? Is it Julian? Or is it, Madame Moo Moo?
His hats have been worn at many prestigious events and have even been donned by royals.
I'm always a little tired, but I quite enjoy being busy. And actually, I don't mind working too much. I enjoy work. It's a way of keeping your mind sane. And I'm at a point where I'm able to work on my dream. I mean, how many people have that? So I'm incredibly, incredibly lucky.
Chris believes even though his story hasn't always been a fairy tale, he wouldn't change a minute of it.
There's definitely something that has led me to this point. Without drag, I wouldn't be able to do my hat business. Something is definitely leading me in a fate. Call it fate. Yeah.